personal foul.
That was absolutely ridiculous.
The Boston Bruins have won the Stanley Cup.
Up on down. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series.
I don't know. It's tough. Tom's up there, man. Beantown.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 22 of the Beantown Takes Podcast here. It's your boy, Jesse Almeida here, and I'm with this guy.
What's going on, guys?
How's it been?
Going good, you know. Not having so many question marks with my teams.
Me neither. I love the Padres so far. They've been great.
God.
Okay, so where should we start? What's been the biggest...
Do we really have to start?
We won't start with them because I had my thoughts on it last night.
I think we have to start with them after last night.
Oh, okay. So fine, we will start.
Get it done. Get it out of the way.
Let's just do this first before we go ahead and talk any sports. I think it is safe to say that we have to bring up the Damar Hamlin situation.
Yep. Okay.
Before anything else. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family. Apparently, he's doing much better.
He was awake, holding family hands.
And you know what the funniest part was? The first thing he writes down after he wakes up, who won the game.
Hey, man, that's a true competitor.
What a legend.
True competitor right there. That's almost like Rich Peverly remember when Rich Peverly died on the bench?
True.
For the Stars, and he woke up and goes, yeah, Coach, I'm ready to go back in.
That's true.
I
forgot about that.
Dude, I love this. I love the fact that he's so competitive like that, and, you know, hopefully he has a good recovery, and even if he can't play football again, hopefully, they said he has...
The Bills better take care of him, first off.
Yeah, but it says that so far, he has no neurological deficits so far from what they've been able to see. So hopefully he can at least, go on at life living as a normal, functioning adult.
So you're in the EMT business. You are a firefighter. You said to me what happened on the field. Do you want to go into depth with the people that are watching what possibly happened?
I mean, if you haven't really followed heard anything like what happened. Basically, what happened was that when your heart beats, it's basically electricity going through your heart. Your heart's negatively charged, and as it beats, it becomes positive charge. That's how it contracts. That's how blood pumps through your body. And then when it relaxes, it becomes negatively charged again. And as his heart began to get negatively charged again, he got hit in that one instance. That's probably about it's 0.005 second of a window. Like, that is how perfect of a time
it has to
that
be.
happened.
Wow.
That he got hit, and it actually caused his heart to contract again while it was still on its way to relax, to beat again. And when it pumped, it had nothing in it, and that caused his heart to basically go into this rhythm called VFib, ventricular fibrillation, which basically caused him to have a heart attack or go into cardiac arrest.
When I sent you the video, that was the first thing that you described to me, and I said to you, you need to be a doctor.
Yeah, the nickname of it's called the RNT phenomenon, which is what I said.
He did say this when we were on the live stream. I don't have it anymore, the live stream up, but that's the first thing he did say when it first came out. And I was like, and then I see the clips afterwards of the doctors saying the exact same thing. I'm like, yeah, Mike Coppola had it first.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're a nerd in this field, all right? It pays off, okay? It pays off in the long run.
All right, so prayers to the family, prayers to Damar. We've got that out the way.
Cool.
So now we can talk sports. Now it is appropriate to talk sports, unlike somebody named Skip Bayless who just first talked about sports right afterwards.
Skip.
He should be fired. That's a topic for another day, though. But we, per request, are starting with the Red Sox. As I said last night, we're going to be quick because I've already put my thoughts out there.
Yep, let's go. Rip the Band-Aid.
Ladies and gentlemen, the battery for Boston Red Sox.
All right, we're here for Blow Sox coverage. Now, Mike is here, obviously. Don't need to really go into my thoughts. I've given my thoughts. So, floor is all yours.
What the fuck are they doing? First and foremost, what are they doing? Because that's the only thing I can think of is what, that's the one question is because you're investing in a player who is a great bat in your lineup and will be your number 3 hitter or 2 hitter or depending on what
Correct.
they want to do. He's your 3 hitter basically for the next foreseeable 11 years if he stays the entire if you don't trade him. But like, why? Like, what are you doing? Like, are you rebuilding? Are you win now? Like, there's absolutely just nothing going on right now that is making any sense over there on no longer Yaki way.
So, I'm gonna get clarifications of why I said it doesn't make any sense. If you kept Bogarts and Devers, I'll even go as far as saying if you kept Betts and Devers, totally makes sense.
If you keep Betts and Devers, you have 2 of the best top 10, top 15 players in the league.
You know what I mean? In baseball, one guy is not going to make a difference on your team.
Nope, that's not the NBA. There's too many people on the field.
2 bats in the lineup, back-to-back, can be a game changer at points in time. If you construct your team around the right way.
Yeah, I mean, like, you see that in San Diego with Machado and Tatis. Like, those are 2 big bats they've had back-to-back in the lineup.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of... You have Stanton and Judge.
Yep.
The Yankees constructed around them.
Yep.
For the long part, it was... the Nationals for a while before they blew up their team. It used to be Trey Turner and then Juan Soto. And then even Bryce Harper right there.
Yep.
So, like, you can build with 2 people in your lineup that are, damn good bats. But there's nobody else behind Devers. He's just going to get walked all year. There's nobody to back him.
Angels 2.0 for the Boston Red Sox right now.
Yes.
That is the best comparison I think I can come up with.
Yep.
And the Angels are better than you right now, but before Ohtani, I think that's what this Red Sox team is going to look like.
Yeah. But it's just the one really great player on the team and then a bunch of nobodies.
My guy Chucky nailed it. 70-92, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's like the starting point for this season. If they can somehow get over 82 wins, then they've really exceeded expectations. But I don't see them doing that.
No. So what I was thinking. So this is what I was thinking. Right. I looked at remaining free agents really quick. I don't know what their cap space is right now.
They have $30 million left.
So my best bet, what we do is to sign Nelson Cruz a 1-year deal to be your DH to back Devers, because that way no one's gonna walk Devers. Because right now Devers is looking like he's gonna get pitched around the entire season because there's no big bat behind him as a threat.
Okay.
You sign Nelson Cruz to be your 4-hitter, your DH, and then you go get Adam Duvall to play your outfield.
I've heard that they're in on possibly making a trade with the Marlins for Pablo Lopez. They're in on their shortstop Miguel Rojas. Fine, I guess.
See,
but
so the reason why I said Duvall is because if you put Duvall in center or right,
that's a bat in the outfield.
He's a proven bat. 270, 280 hitters. So he's a decent average. He plays right. Verdugo in center. You play the new Japanese guy in left. You move Kike back to second, his normal base. And you move Trevor Story over. You have Cassius and Dahlbeck rotating first, and then your catchers. I don't even know who they have as a catcher anymore. Mr. Pickup Truck in the parking lot is your catcher. So at least that is somewhat of a a MLB looking team. And then you can always pull up, like, if Trevor Story gets hurt, realizes you can't play him at short, then you can always bring up Marcelo Mayer, move Story back to second, make some make some moves around the team. But at least at that point, you can go into opening day saying, you know what, we lost Bogarts, we lost JD, but we brought in another power bat to replace JD. We brought in Duvall. We brought in the Japanese player. Like, we brought in some people. Like, it's not, we didn't bring in nobodies. We lost Eovaldi, but we brought in Kluber. Chris Sale is going to come back. So at least that way they can still market themselves. And that's still, again, it's 2 moves that might cost you 25 out of them. Like, you give 15 to Cruz on a 1 year.
Yep.
You give Duvall 10 for over 3 or something like that. You know what? At least it's an MLB roster. It's an MLB-worthy roster.
So, okay. Lot to digest there. So, they got their DH in Justin Turner.
Oh, I forgot Justin Turner.
What's your grade on that move, first off?
Realistically, I think Turner should start third over Devers, and Devers should just be DH. Devers should just become Poppy 2.0.
Okay.
Because I think Justin Turner is a much better much better glove.
Yep. That's fair.
Than Devers.
I think he's a Gold Glove winner.
He's at least a finalist.
A finalist in Gold Glove.
Well, I'm saying he's at least top 3.
Yep.
So I would put because I don't think he wins because of Arenado's always in the National League. So Arenado's a platinum glove winner every year. But you know what? At least Justin Turner is a better defensive upgrade. So over Devers, but I don't know.
So my thing is today. I was talking to one of my friends, right? And I was saying, like, explaining to them why the Devers extension doesn't make any sense. And I hate the fact that people are bringing up, oh, you now have your core in Devers and Trevor Story. But I made this comparison on the video last night. I think Trevor Story, right now, could potentially be Chris Sale 2.0, except in a different position.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
His arm doesn't look that good anymore. He doesn't move around as great. To fall back on a guy like that, I just don't think it's a good move.
And his numbers were mostly pumped up because of where he was playing.
Yeah. So the next thing I'm going to say is, what should the Red Sox go from here? Because me personally, I don't know where they go from here. They definitely need starting pitching. I think that's the first thing they need to address. Because their rotation right now is Sale, if he's healthy, for Christ's sake. Kluber, Pivetta, Bayo, and I saw Paxton, maybe Whitlock.
Hold on, you said Sale,
Yep,
Pivetta,
yep,
Kluber,
yep,
Bayo.
yep.
Was there before you got to the maybes? Was there anybody else? Because I think
Paxton.
I think Houck.
I think he should be a starter, but they have him at the bullpen right now.
Well, I mean, if Paxton comes back and is actually going to pitch and be healthy, Paxton's got to be your 5th starter, and then because Houck can be your long reliever.
Yep.
If somebody gets torched,
Right.
he can at least go and give you some innings.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean that's not a terrible rotation.
It's
I
worse.
guess.
It's worse.
Oh, it's absolutely worse. Evaldes was a pretty good pitcher, and Kluber's on the wrong side of 30, and he, what I say, he's probably gonna end the season with a 5+ ERA.
Kluber?
Yeah, that's what I texted you. I said he's gonna end the season.
Sounds
with 5+.
about right. He had a 4.5 something or 4.34 something along those lines, and Nate had like a 3.5.
Yep.
Somewhere around there. So that's a run more that he's given up.
And your offense isn't gonna be able to make that up.
And your offense is not going to be as good this year.
Nope.
I think the mistake, would you agree that the mistake that the Red Sox made was last offseason, kind of blowing up their roster just to get Trevor Story, like getting rid of Schwarber, getting rid of Renfroe, getting rid of, who else they got rid of a couple names that I'm blanking on. But their whole movement just shifted. For some weird reason, I don't know why. They were 2 wins away from a World Series, and it just seemed like their mindset shifted last year.
I still think that I personally think that the whole roster thing happened the offseason of 19 into 20, and I don't say that just because they hired Bloom. I think that's because of the moves that they made of not being able to keep Betts. I think that right there was a big signal for you basically kept JD over Betts because you were trying to still win now, but you also were about to lose him, so you want to get something back. I think if you committed to Betts long term, got rid of JD, I think you'd be in a much better position now, only because you could have signed Betts long term, Devers now long term, that's your core, and you possibly could have kept Bogarts at whatever, at the 25 or wherever they finally offered him in the final deal, because he would have stayed, because at least you have a winning team and players that he wants to play with.
It's just the motion that this team is going. I just don't understand it one bit.
No, it doesn't make sense to
It doesn't make sense to keep Devers. I mean, couldn't you agree that we're not saying that keeping Devers is a bad thing?
No, I just think that
it doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
That's 2 different things.
And I also think that for Devers, how does it make sense? Like, you probably got less money as you would have got in an open market, and you're sitting on a team that doesn't have a direction right now.
you're staying on a team that has a lot of ifs. Like, if the prospects down in the minors right now, like Marcelo Mayer and all them, pan out to what they are supposed to be, big ifs.
If Chris Sale can stay healthy.
Healthy. If the Red Sox actually go into the free agent market and be competitive with top-tier talent.
If Trevor Story can play short. It's a lot of ifs. So, I just find it surprising, but that's my thing.
So, surprisingly, we lasted over 10 minutes with this team. Before we head off to our next topic, realistically, when do you see this Red Sox team being competitive again? I know we joke around saying the next decade.
It's going to be, I'd say, at least 3 years. Because it's going to have to be after Toronto has to pay both Bichette and Vladdy G. Because both those guys are going to be 30-plus a year players. So that's where they're going to start losing some of their pitching. Okay. Like right now, because like you think about it, right? They're paying Barrios. They're paying they have to pay Manoah too.
Yep.
So that's 3 people that are going to be 30+ million on their team.
Correct.
So they're going to have to be a little bit less in other positions. So I think that's where you're gonna like in 3 years, because the Rays are gonna be competitive anyways because they're always a pest. But I think that's where Toronto's gonna have to they're gonna have to invest in those 3 players, lose not be able to sign as many top tier like they can. If that's the case, like think about it, right? In 3 years when they have Manoah, Vlad, and Bichette on payroll.
Yes.
They wouldn't be able to make the move to bring in Matt Chapman.
Right.
They wouldn't be able to make the move to bring in Barrios.
Right.
And sign him to an extension long term. So that's where I think you'll be able to be somewhat competitive again. But that's again if Baltimore.
I was just about to give you that rebuttal. What if Baltimore becomes better?
Because Baltimore is really one superstar player going to them away from being an actual at least playoff contender, like getting into the playoffs.
Yes. I was just about to rebuttal that, saying, what if Baltimore starts to become a team that is a legitimate playoff team?
Yeah, especially once you see when they see Rutschman start taking off and becoming the superstar that he's probably going to develop into.
Especially with the Correa stuff going down too with New York. What if Baltimore comes in and says, "Hey, low stakes.
We'll waive we'll waive the physical for a 250 by 7 or something."
Because they've been in on him apparently. So what if seeing that the physicals failed on 2 teams, maybe they just take the flyer on him, and then if everybody buys in and Correa sees how well that team has played, he goes himself says, "I see myself here in the long run."
Yeah.
And then you're back to square one.
Yeah, then you're really screwed. But
big ifs done. That's it. Red Sox are done. What's been the next biggest? Oh, the Bruins. The Bruins. Gotta talk Winter Classic. Gotta talk the Bruins, and we gotta talk about our boy Jake DeBrusk over Matthew Barzal.
What's up, Boston Bruins? Boston Bruins!
Alright, so as we start on the Bruins topic, can I get a OG for the one times here?
I don't know what this means. Sorry guys.
Give me DeBrusk over Barzal!
Give me DeBrusk over Barzal! Even though DeBrusk is now in the IR for a month.
Is it a month, actually?
Yeah.
I didn't even know. I didn't even see it before going into this.
I got the notification today. He's out with a month with wrist and hand injury or something like that, or upper body and wrist.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, that just lowered my mood a little bit going into the Bruins.
Yeah. So, basically your number 2 goal scorer is now hurt. Surprisingly, he is your number 2 goal scorer.
I ain't surprised. He's played well.
I know, but it's just saying, if you went into the season saying, all right, we just got to the Winter Classic, we just started the new year, we're 40 games in, we're basically halfway through the season. Who's your number 2 goal scorer?
Yeah, I probably would have.
Probably been Marchand.
Well, no, because he would have been hurt going into the season.
True.
Because I wouldn't have predicted Marchand. I probably would have predicted Bergeron. Yeah.
Or maybe even Hall.
Maybe maybe Hall.
So,
DeBrusque is on the first line, so I mean.
But it's one of those things where it's like
He would have been like the fourth.
Yeah, you're like DeBrusque.
I would have picked him as like the fourth.
Yeah, but now it's just funny that he's here. You're number 2. So that's going to be hard. So we'll see what they can do on offense now.
All right. You got any questions for me on the Winter Classic? Because I know you're interested to hear how that experience was.
All right. So I heard that there was 39,000 reported.
Correct.
Did it feel like more?
Yes.
Yeah.
It felt like 42,000.
Whew. Which one?
So I'll compare it to this. Remember the wild card game that you and I went to see the Yankees and the Red Sox?
Yeah.
It felt way more than that.
Wow.
Right, even before the puck dropped, it felt way more than that. I would say maybe 20 minutes before game time, I'm looking around and I'm like, holy, what the hell? This place is packed.
Wow.
I have never seen a place that packed before any game before.
Before the puck even dropped?
Before the puck even, 20 minutes before the puck even dropped.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Did it feel like a playoff atmosphere?
Yes.
That's good.
100%. It competed right with playoff hockey. The only downfall I will say with this, I think you can kind of see it in the picture here. You're not against the boards, so the bottom of the boards is blocking off the view.
Okay.
So, like, so from my seat...
If the puck comes right where that Bruins and Penguins side is, you can't really see what the hell's going on.
Right. So you can see, this was my view. This was probably one of the best views in the house, other than sitting in the monster seats, or I would say, you guys can't see my cursor, but, like, up in the top.
deck?
Yeah. I would say grandstand would be, like, one of the top tier spots to sit for this event. Because, as you can see from my angle, you can kind of see most of the ice. There's just a little portion over here that's blocked.
If you're the first row, you're not seeing the
If you're
puck.
down
You're
here,
just
like,
seeing
by the field box seats for, like, a Red Sox game, you are screwed.
Yeah,
you're not seeing anything
You're
going
just seeing
on.
the body. You're just
seeing the bodies.
So, okay. Interesting.
Did you catch any of the game?
I saw DeBrusque score his first goal, and that was it.
Okay. So, the second goal, I thought Hall scored on. Because they made a nice pass to the left side, and he did that little stick drag, try to get it into the crease or whatever. And it went so fast, right, that I thought he got the backhand. But then when I saw the replay, I saw DeBrusque put it in. I'm thinking to myself, let's go, DeBrusque.
Dude, DeBrusque over Barzell any day of the week.
I fumbled the bag. I should have said that in the video, and I didn't. I totally forgot about it.
Bruh.
Because in the moment, I was just going crazy.
Bruh. Oh, God. I think the entrance that they had, though, was tough, though. When they came in off the buses.
Yep.
And the...
Oh, I have the picture on here. the jerseys?
Yeah.
They were tough.
Those, and then they came in, and then the Pittsburgh came in with the old school Pirates.
Yes.
I think that was a pretty cool way to do it. To go in with the throwbacks.
I saw a tweet, and I laughed my ass off. They said, this Red Sox team is much better than the actual Red Sox team.
You know what? Let's see. Let's put these guys on the... You know what? We'll do two sports. We'll put these guys on the baseball field, and then we'll put the Red Sox guys on the ice, and we'll see who wins out of the two games. Oh, God.
They were playing... When I first got in the Fenway, they were playing catch. And they looked like they were throwing the ball pretty good. Kike was at the game. He was playing catch with the guys. Kike was probably on the field thinking, I'd rather be playing with these guys than the team that I'm about to be playing with in the spring.
Probably. Oh, God. I don't know. They're playing really exciting right now. Have they hit 30 wins yet?
I think they have. Let me check. Let me get that for you.
Because I know they were 29-4-4 after the Winter Classic, I believe.
They have 29-4-4. So
okay.
if they win tonight, they get their 30th win.
Okay.
They have for points 62.
Yeah, but
which is ridiculous.
But you know what's also annoying too is they're having one of the best seasons of all time. They're at 62 points, right?
Yep.
Then you have Toronto at 53, and then the Hurricanes are like 56. Like they're right on your tail. Like
it's like you had to be this good in order to be.
But then you go to the West, and the West, I think that the top team in the West is 52.
Correct. No, 54.
Vegas just won?
Yep.
So Vegas just won. So I checked it on Tuesday or Monday. I checked. So that's why I'm a little outdated. But so 54, like you would be almost 10 points ahead of the next team. Like how annoying is that, dude? You're so good that you can't catch a break.
No.
Like,
but hey, kudos to them. Boston fans, be thankful that you have this Bruins team this year, because in the spring, summer, and fall, God, it's gonna be a grind fest watching a Boston team.
It was funny too because we came in this year like, oh god, just be 500 by the time everybody comes back, and hopefully you can start rolling because you got the new coach, new system. Hopefully
I gave them an F of an offseason.
I know, dude, and then now they're killing it.
But that really just goes to show how much the coaching changing made.
Yeah.
How much getting rid of Bruce Cassidy, that made a huge difference in that clubhouse.
Yeah, now you have people who actually want to stay. Remember beginning of last year, didn't DeBrusque request a trade?
Correct.
And then they were basically like, no, shove it.
Meanwhile,
now DeBrusque is actually one of the best players and now wants to stay.
Tuca left, and we were questioning the goaltending.
Yep.
We were wondering, hey, can the young core of the goalies hold their own? Omar comes in. We're predicting him to be the backup. We are predicting him to be the backup of the team because we want the keys to be handed to Jeremy Swayman. Meanwhile, Omar is in here looking like he's a grizzly bear in the net. Nothing's going by him.
Well, last year he was kind of like shaky. We were like, oh god.
Right.
And then now this year, yeah, you're right. Montgomery comes in and you're like, holy crap.
He's
stopping everything.
As Jaylen Brown said, the energy is about to shift.
Yeah.
And I feel like that happened to this team in the offseason once Bruce Cassidy left. Because even Krejci's like, you know what? He's gone. I'm coming back. The team rejoices together. And I've been seeing on Twitter brown check marks that the Bruins are closing in on a contract extension with David Pastrnak for 10 years at $88 million.
Wow.
That is pennies. That is pennies.
No,
for hockey, no.
But I'm saying I know the difference in hockey, but I'm saying for Pastrnak, I think that's probably right around a good mark. Because yeah, he's a great goal scorer and a great shooter. Terrible in every other aspect of the game. He can't puck. He has no stick handling. Like the puck goes on his stick and it's a turnover right away if he's not shooting it. He isn't really the best on defense, but he makes up for it because he's usually with Krejci or Bergeron. So, I think that's right. If that's right around, because what is like McDavid's like what, 10 million?
Let me find out.
Nate McKinnon is like 10.5. McDavid's like 10. Matthews is like 10. But those people are all complete players.
Highest paid hockey players. Connor McDavid is. Hold on. What the hell? Why is this saying this? This is saying. Tyler. Okay, hold on. Is this? Okay. Highest paid NHL players of 2022-23. Okay. Tyler Seguin at $13 million.
Okay.
The contract was 8 years for
let's do the AAV.
Okay, let's do the AAV. So
Seguin is 2. One. Yep.
Panarin at 12.5. Then it's Connor McDavid at 12. Then it's Bobrovsky at 12.
Bobrovsky.
Then it's Darnell Nurse of the Oilers for 12.
What another bad contract.
Then it's Alexander Barkov for 12.
Okay, Vasilevsky 11. Okay.
Vasilevsky for 11. Drew Daughtry at 11. I think my point's kind of getting across. I think my point.
I mean, a lot of these are bad. A lot of these are bad contracts, though. But like.
So, 88 divided by 10 for Pastrnak.
Really?
8.8.
Did you really have to use a calculator for that?
Shut up.
Did you really have to use a calculator?
I just like to be certain. That's why.
Hey, I just exposed. Get exposed.
I just like to be certain. That's why. But so 8.8 million a year for Pastrnak. Yeah, if this is the true contract, that is solid. That is a solid contract. He could get well more than that.
He could, yeah. So that's the case. That means McAvoy, Hall, and Pastrnak are all locked up.
Yep. then in that case, I will go back on my F grade for the Bruins, and I'll say that the Bruins' future is looking good.
Oh yeah.
Any more questions on Winter Classic? Any more questions before we move on?
No.
One thing I do want to bring up, right? I will say some of the stuff that they did, like in between breaks or whatever, right? Oh my god, absolute cringe.
Did they play Sweet Caroline?
I don't remember if they did or not. They might have played
If they
it.
did, That's a cringeworthy moment they
did,
played.
if they did, they did it when I was going to grab my High Noon and a Fenway Frank.
All right, that's a cringe moment. if they
But
did it.
in the beginning of the game, you know how sometimes like they do the ceremonial puck drop or whatever.
Oh
right?
yeah, I saw the puck pitch.
The puck pitch
with Bobby Orr and
what the
Veritas.
hell was that?
Oh, God.
Dude, I was sitting next to somebody and they were saying, "Please whip that at Veritek's head."
That's just so stupid.
That was dumb. That was dumb. And then I don't know if you caught any of my video, but they did a hockey version of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Bruh.
He just rolled his eyes.
Bruh.
The puck drops right after it, and I go, "That was interesting." Yeah, it kind of was.
Oh, God.
It kind of was. They tried to make it into like Bruins/Red Sox event, and I was just thinking to myself, just make it a Bruins event.
John Henry's trying to make as much money as he can.
Like if
Okay.
that's what I forgot to go on to the Red Sox segment for it, but it's okay. It's okay. I brought it up last night. But they did boo him at Fenway. They did boo him.
Good.
And I don't know if you saw my text message or anything like that, but somebody came in with a sign saying, "Pay Raffy," and John Henry had the security confiscate the sign.
Yeah.
What?
Soft.
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 And then few days later, what does he do? He pays Raffy. Hey, he did his job. He came in with the motion of saying, "Hey, sign Devers, you dope."
Yeah.
And then John Henry's like, "Fine, I'll do it. I'll spend a little money on this stupid team."
So stupid.
It is stupid.
Oh, God. All right.
If I had to give a grade of the Winter Classic between 1 and 10, it exceeded expectations, I'm not going to lie. What the hell
That's my prediction. That's my prediction of what your grade's
What?
going to be.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to influence.
I'll give it a 9. Because
Called it.
it could have been the stuff in between,
If it
like when
wasn't
they
for
were
the-
cleaning for the ice
If it
and all
wasn't
that.
for the cringe.
Yeah, if it wasn't for like the "take me out to the hockey game" is what they called it, or the puck pitch, it would have been a 10. But because of some of the cringe stuff that I witnessed at the game, that gave it to 9. But it's still good. It was still good regardless.
Called it.
I would definitely recommend it if it comes back here. I don't know when that will happen. Next year's it's in Seattle, so if there's anybody from Seattle watching this, which I don't know why there would be, definitely go. Definitely go to it. But yeah, it's right there with playoff hockey, for sure.
They should really do it at Gillette.
They did it in Gillette, 16? That was 6 years ago.
I mean, they probably could have sold out They probably could have sold out Gillette.
There would have been 90,000 fans in Gillette, and that only holds like 88, something like that.
They could have sold that out.
They could have sold that out and more.
Oh yeah.
Fenway was packed.
I bet.
Going through the concourse was crazy. I'm not skinny anymore like I was, as you can see. So it was a little bit harder for me to get through people. I was thinking to myself, what the hell?
Thank God I wasn't there. I would have had to truck them to get through. Get the fuck out of the way! I'm going through.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Hey! Yeah, exactly.
All right, what's next? Celtics or Patriots?
Celtics. I need to ask what happened to my boy that just got traded.
Okay. All right. Celtics. Here we go.
Well, I've been a fan of Boston Celtics for, my whole life pretty much.
First Celtics game was back when I was like 7 years old.
The Celtics became legendary.
So there's no picture for this move, but Noah Vonleh was traded to San Antonio.
About an hour prior to this recording.
Yeah,
That's why
correct.
there's no picture.
Yeah, correct. So you had a thought process you had a question to me about that?
Why? Why? I understand that he's bench. I understand the fact that, you know what, he's not that good defensively. But Robert Williams is not a known like, he's known to be inconsistent and unhealthy. Like, to always be hurt. Why would you trade away your backup center?
Here's why.
That's what I'm asking, is why?
Blake Griffin has played well this year.
Blake Griffin ain't a center. He's a power forward.
Who cares?
I care.
You care.
I care.
Vonleh's not a center either. He's 6'7".
So? At least he plays with some authority on the block. Blake Griffin is weak.
I don't know about that. I've been to games this year where Blake Griffin has dominated the boards and stuff like that. I can't get behind you on that.
But even still, if Rob Will goes down, it's Horford, Tatum, Blake Griffin, Grant Williams.
I still don't know
you need some depth.
I will say this. I still don't know what the Celtics got for this trade.
I think they traded Noah Vonleh and cash to the Spurs, and their Spurs are going to release Vonleh and...
No, they're going to release Gorgie Deng.
And, no, they're going to waive Vonleh too.
So what was the point of this? So we got nothing.
We even gave away money. We gave them cash. We sent them cash and Vonleh for them to waive Vonleh.
See, I would have thought...
Why?
We got more... Like, we gave them cash, but then they gave us, like, a pick or something like that.
That is why I'm asking why.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense.
Thank you.
That doesn't make any sense. Because I didn't know the return yet. But I was trying to understand, like, why we would trade him. But I don't understand. Now that I understand that we pretty much got nothing in return, now I kind of do want to ask why, too.
Like, that's what I'm just saying. Like, I understand if you got a second round pick, whatever. It's somebody to go play for Maine, whatever. But you got nothing. Essentially, you got nothing back for him.
And you gave cash away. That will now go against your salary, I believe.
For this 1 year, I guess.
I think it is.
I don't know what if Vonleh. I thought Vonleh was just a 1 year.
It is. He is a 1 year.
So that's why I'm like, why did they release him? You're already halfway through the season. Just stick him out on the bench.
Or what you do is,
and he's from Massachusetts.
You trade him with Pritchard and like a first round pick. Do they have their pick? No, they traded that for Brogdon. Never mind. You trade your first round pick in 2024 for backup center. Because I've heard that they might be in on Mo Bamba. Maybe.
See, at least that makes somewhat of sense.
That's what I would have done if you want to get rid of Vonleh, but...
Watch him get, like, Jakob Poeltl or Davis Bertans, someone stupid like that from the Spurs.
That would be funny. That would be hilarious if that happened.
I'm seeing right now. I'm going to see if I can pull up the official transaction report.
Cool. So, got to get into the games that have been recently played by the Celtics. Not good. No. Not good.
Nope.
And I've been high on the Celtics recently, but I can't be high on them coming into the day. Not good. Why? 150 points to the Thunder with no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? Really?
There was no him, there was no Poku, and there was no Chet Holmgren.
Jesus Christ. And the thing about that, too, apparently when they heard that, this is a report that came out, apparently when they heard that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was out, they went, phew, easy win. Why are you thinking that? Going into a game, oh yeah, we got this in the bag, this is going to be an easy win, we don't have to play as hard, blah, blah, blah. Why are you thinking that? I don't care if the Thunder are garbage. If anything, they're kind of mid. They're not garbage, they're mid. Mid's better than garbage.
Yeah.
I think they had 15 wins going in the day. They were in like 12th or 11th.
The Thunder?
Yes.
Pulling it up right now.
He's pulling it up right now. My guy right here.
The Thunder, as the third worst team in the conference, in the Western Conference, with 15 wins, went into that game with 15 wins.
Versus the other two teams at the bottom, which I think that there's a gap like between the two bottom teams.
I mean, to be like Oklahoma City's 8.5 back from the first seed in the West.
That's pretty close, honestly.
For being between 1 and 12 is only 8 games.
Yeah.
Very.
And then I think the Rockets are like what 14, something like that.
14.5.
Like, damn. That's mid.
But still,
that's a team where you just go in, right, and you still just have to do what you have to do. You just can't walk in and say, this is going to be an easy win.
and they shot awful. And they were putting up all the shots that were, like, they didn't even care if it was a good look or not. They were just chucking. They were chucking against the Thunder. And it was ugly.
Denver, fine. You lose against Denver, fine. They're the #1 team in the West. That's a little more respectable.
They have MVP player. They have the 2-time MVP reigning champ.
Respectable.
Understandable.
Respectable. If you fight hard in that game,
Which they did.
fine. At one point, I think they were losing by 20 or whatever, but they made a comeback at some point.
At least it was at least they played all the way through.
And then Robert Williams breaking the hoop, which stopped the game for what, 30 minutes or whatever it was?
Yeah.
Kind of lost your momentum coming back. Okay, we can let that one slide. We can let it slide. Fine. You had a couple of good wins in the homestand against the Clippers, and then Milwaukee, which I went to see, which was a fantastic game. And I even came out of that game saying, you know what? If you face Milwaukee without Chris Middleton, you're far superior than them.
Yep.
You are far superior than the Bucks without Middleton. They have to have Middleton in order to have a chance at you. If they don't, you should walk all over them. And that was a bright spot, because last year, they took you to 7 games without Middleton. So I was thinking, coming out of that game, I was like, oh yeah, the East should be ours, unless we run into the Bucks with Middleton. And I know the Brooklyn Nets are doing good right now, but that's an accident waiting to happen at any point given time. We know this. Especially if you were watching this right now as a Boston fan. We know this. We know how Kyrie is. But if for some reason they are in their normal form, it's the Bucks and the Nets. And that's a big if, the Nets. I've been down on the Nets for a while. Other than that, you should be better than everybody else.
Yeah.
And I don't know, losing to the Thunder, it's just a kick in the ass. It's just like, just play the way you normally do. Just stay focused. Stay focused. If you stay focused, it's an easy dub. You don't go in thinking it's an easy dub and then saying, oh shoot, we're actually behind by like 30.
When I saw the first quarter that they were halfway through the first when they were still tied, I was like, uh-oh. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose this game. Like, they need to be able to jump out to big leads and to start the game and, like, basically put teams away.
You want to know what another good win was, too? Where I was thinking, okay, yeah, they are the best team in the NBA. The Clippers! With Kawhi, with Paul George, with John Wall, and the entire crew. You beat them out? It took you to the last seconds. It shouldn't have took you to the last second, but who cares? That is a proven superstar in Kawhi Leonard and a proven wingman in Paul George. Good win. You lose to the Thunder like that? What are we, the 2020, 2021 Celtics? Come on.
I just don't understand. Like, it's so weird where when they're playing great teams or great players, they show out and ball out, but they lack concentration against these small teams, like against lower level teams.
What do you think the Celtics do? You have any issue with them going forward because of this, or no?
I mean, again, if they start sliding like this, like, you might get to the point where there's not gonna be a chance to be able to make it up Like, I know you had this crazy hot start, like an unreal beginning of the season, but if you don't start winning against bad competition, then you're not gonna
lose home court advantage.
Exactly, you're not gonna be the 1 seed. And right now, they need to be the 1 seed in the East in order to win. Regardless, even though that their head and shoulders above everybody else, they need to be the 1 seed. Because if you get Cleveland to come in, because Cleveland's going to be a scrappy team against you.
Correct.
That you're going to have a tough time putting away.
Correct.
I still think, even though that we've trolled Joel Embiid, I still think the 76ers are going to be a tough team for you to put away.
Okay.
And that could be a tough round 2 matchup for you if they get into the 4 or 5 seed.
You're saying if the concentration's not there, right? Or you're just saying in general?
I'm saying in general.
Okay.
I think that those are going to be in bad match. Only for the fact of you've seen them so much, or you see Embiid so much that he knows how to play you, and he always has great games. And if Robert Williams is hurt or isn't 100%, Joel Embiid's going to drop 50 on you every game. And Harden's still there, so Harden will get you another 30. Like, the 76ers will be tough to put away. Cleveland is looking like a great young team that they are so fast and so dynamic. They're going to be able to run with you.
They're really good.
They're going to be able to run with you. And Mobley and Jared Allen down on the block, like, that is a tough two that you're not going to be able to drive on them all the time. So you have to shoot over them. And you proved against the Thunder. If you're not hot shooting, you are dog water. You are dog shit.
You have to come in focused every single game. You come in focused, and there's no team that beats you. You come in like you did against the Thunder, anybody can beat you. I don't care how good they are.
I mean, shoot, we saw the Magic beat them twice.
Yeah.
In a row.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where Missoula. I know Missoula's just coming back. He needs to tap into them and start being
That's
like,
true,
hey,
too.
we need to focus.
But I will say this. There's one thing that I did like about the Thunder game. There's one thing that came out good with the Thunder game, right? Finally, for the first time this season, saw Joe Mazzulla give discipline to the starting 5.
Mm-hmm.
When they were down 30 going into the fourth quarter, he goes, "You're done. Sit down."
Well, I don't know
game.
if that's discipline or if that's just him waving the white flag and just knowing that there's no way they come back.
By 30 against a team like that, I think any other team, because I've been to a Lakers Celtics game before, where the Lakers were going into the fourth quarter down 30 to the Celtics. Right, this was right before COVID happened. Right, they were down 30 going into the fourth quarter. LeBron's coming into the game. AD's in the game. Their core is in the game starting the fourth quarter. Because nowadays, a 20-point lead is not safe. You could get into a 16-0 run in a matter of 3 minutes and you're back in that game. However, here with the Celtics, they said, "Nah, you didn't come in with your head straight. Sit down for the rest of the game. We'll get him next time.
Yeah.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time."
I think it's also due to the fact that it just wasn't their night, and he just kind of said, "It's not your night. It's not none of you guys' nights. Hit the bench. We're done."
But that's good though.
Just pack it out.
That's a good thing though.
It could be a good thing, or it could just, like I said, it could just be him just saying, "We're on to the next game. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Get your mindset straight.
I don't want anybody getting hurt on the way out. We'll just dump the bench.
Let's see what they do tonight against the Mavericks. Obviously, this will come out tomorrow, so you guys will know what happens then. But if they come out better tonight against Dallas, would you say that benching them in the fourth quarter against the Thunder will be a good thing, or?
I don't think it was a benching for discipline. I think it was benching because he waved the white flag and just said, "We're done." I don't think he saw that his team is able to make a comeback regardless of how well they shot.
So if they come back and beat Dallas tonight, what does this see for you?
Oh, if they come back and beat Dallas, depending on if they convincingly beat Dallas, not by 2, and it was back and forth the entire fourth quarter, I'd be okay with that just because of the way the Dodgers have been playing lately. But they really need to prove that this is like a shut the door and win it.
True.
They need to go. They need to go and win by like 10 or 15.
I don't know if you're going to win by 10 and 15. I would say by 7. 7 would be a decent margin for me. I think Dallas is third in the Western Conference right now.
But if it's
so
like
they're
one
a
of those
good
things
team.
where it's 7, but the Celtics played we're up 15, put the bench in, and then Dallas hit like 8
Right.
points. Yeah, like that's fine. I'm saying like when you take your starters out at the end of the game, if you take your starters out,
Yep.
if you're up by at least double digits and you know you're gonna win, so you just take them out because you don't want them to get hurt.
Right.
Fine with it.
Okay. All right. On to the Patriots, and they're heading into the last week of the regular season with playoff position on the line, and I have a bet.
$100 on the line.
I have a bet on the line also.
Michael, watch. Are you ready for some football?
I love the Patriots.
All right, so the Patriots, final week. This is it. This is do or die. Well, actually, it really isn't do or die. You could lose to the Bills, and the Dolphins lose to the Jets, and you're in the playoffs. But will we really be proud of them for being in the playoffs as an 8-9 team?
No.
No, we wouldn't be.
Well, do you hold the tiebreaker over Tennessee?
I don't think you do.
Because if Tennessee, or no, that's not Tennessee. It'd be Jacksonville. Because if Jacksonville loses to the Titans, both those teams are 8-9, but Tennessee would win the division, so Jacksonville would now become 8-9.
Playoff position. I'm looking it up for the Patriots.
And
right now.
technically, you could get leapfrogged by Pittsburgh if Pittsburgh beats Cleveland
You could.
and you lose.
Let's see. Oh my God.
See, I got this.
We're
gonna go to playoff simulator here and playoff.
He's gonna play around with it a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's gonna play around for a little bit. But early predictions for this week. I say you lose. I think you're losing to the Bills. And I'm just not simply saying it because, yeah, the talent has something to do with it too. But the reason why I'm saying you're losing this week to the Buffalo Bills is because that team, the Buffalo Bills, is going to come out and want to win for their guy Damar Hamlin. They're going to come out crazy. And I don't think you're going to match up well with the Buffalo Bills coming up this week after what happened to them. The Buffalo Bills still have home field advantage on the line. Regardless of the game being postponed last Monday, they still have home field advantage coming up on the line. So they're going to come out wanting to win this game.
So here's the situation. I just did this. So
Cool.
if Pittsburgh beats the Browns,
Yep.
and you lose,
Yep.
and so if the Dolphins lose, right? Because we're saying that if the Pats lose and the Dolphins lose, right, and all that. But if that's the case, if the Steelers beat the Browns, the Steelers are in.
Really?
The Steelers are in.
So the Steelers still have a chance at this.
Yep.
But don't you hold the tiebreaker, though?
No, because once you go into a no, because they'd be 9-8.
Oh, Pittsburgh would be 9-8.
Pittsburgh would be 9-8.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Nope. Yep.
So you need Pittsburgh to lose, you need the Dolphins to lose, in order for you to be in completely.
Mm-hmm. And so if say Cleveland beats the Steelers,
Yep.
right? But Tennessee beats Jacksonville, and you lose to the Bills,
Yep.
then it's Tennessee wins the division and Jacksonville makes the last wild card
Is that
spot.
what it's showing right there?
Yep.
Oh my God.
So you really, if you lose, there are so many more scenarios for you to be eliminated than to get in.
Do you think they're eliminated on Sunday?
Yeah.
That way he goes, yeah. He's like, yeah. I've been saying this.
Yeah. There's no way you're gonna beat the Bills. I think the Bills are destined to win every game from here on out.
I want them to win the Super Bowl. After what Damar Hamlin went through, as a Patriot fan, I would love to see them win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody would be mad seeing the Bills win the Super Bowl this season. I don't think anybody would be mad. But I can already see some of these Patriot fans throwing their hats or whatever, getting eliminated from the Bills or whatever. I can already see them doing that.
I know. And there was people who were excited that the Bills might have to forfeit the game so you would automatically get into the playoffs. Like, what is that?
We're not.
That's so bogus, man. I'm sorry. That is bogus.
We're not trying to name names or anything, but
But that's just...
all you have to do is go on Twitter and search up Patriots, and you might see the name. I don't know.
That's just bogus.
You might
to
be able
me.
to see
I'm
the name
sorry.
of who said that.
I'm sorry. That's
That
bogus.
was low. That was really bad with what he said.
Like, you can't be excited to get in off of a technicality like that, off a forfeit. Like, come on.
Like and then I would say, what was it? I think it was 8 hours later. He tweets out the person who said it originally. But it's like, really, you took that long for somebody to say it?
I think what should happen is, in the worst case scenario, what they should do is they should have the Pats and Bills play on a Monday, or postpone their game a day. If at the end of the day they still need to play because there's playoff implications or something, then what? Then whatever. But it's so stupid.
It really is. Now we know Damar Hamlin's doing
okay.
better.
Yeah,
he's doing better.
Yeah.
Now we can talk about what could happen.
I think they're gonna play.
I think they're gonna play too.
Just because he's doing good. If he ended up dying, I don't think they play.
I don't think they play either. 100%.
Different circumstance.
Yeah, it is a different circumstance. But I will be positive on the Patriots for a second. If you're gonna look back on the season and say what was good about the season, before I give my opinion on it, what was your good thing for the Patriots this season?
The pure luck of always playing a team's backup quarterback is still there. That is still there. And you know what's funny? Do you know what's funny too? Is Felker said the same thing going into Bills week. The Monday before the Bills game, he goes, "How much you want to bet that Josh Allen gets hurt and you play Case Keenum?" Now something more drastic happened, but at the same time, it's funny because he said the same thing. The Patriots always play backup quarterbacks. That's always true. You played the Steelers when they had Mason Rudolph. Had Mitch Trubisky in instead of Kenny Pickett.
Yep.
And if Kenny Pickett's in, you probably win. They played Jacoby Brissett over Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
Which, depending on, but if Deshaun Watson played the whole year, he would have been rolling by the time you guys played. You guys played Tua when he was hurt. Or he got the concussion. Like, they just get so many cheeky wins off of playing backup quarterbacks. Like, that's 3 out of their 8. Let me go through their schedule and see what other teams they played.
I saw this too. I remember seeing this.
Oh, hold on. So let's see.
Like, who would they beat this year?
They played the Colts wasn't that when they played Sam Ellinger?
Yep.
Or did they play Matt Ryan?
They did not play with Matt Ryan.
Okay. You played the Jets when they played Zach Wilson twice. If they play Mike White, at least in that second game, and even the first game, they have a chance of winning. They had a chance of beating you.
The best quarterback I think they beat was Jacoby Brissett.
It's either Jacoby Brissett or Jared Goff this year, because at least his team's in playoff position.
Right. Yeah, that was the other one.
The Cardinals. You beat the Cardinals when
Kyler
Murray tears his ACL.
Yep.
Kyler Murray plays the whole game. You do not win that game. So that's the Colts, the Cardinals, the Dolphins, the Jets twice, the Lions. Well, the Lions had a bad game. You know, that's a real starting quarterback that you beat.
Yep.
The Browns.
Zappy beat him, but whatever.
Yeah, but they scored in 0.
Yeah, I know. True.
Anybody could have beat that.
Yeah.
So, they just play teams when they play backup quarterbacks. They can't beat real starting quarterbacks.
I will say one thing that was good about the Patriots this season that you should be looking forward to in the future. Wouldn't you agree, too? Marcus Jones was a highlight of the Patriots season.
Yeah.
That you could look forward to going forward and say, not saying he's as good as this guy, but I'm making comparisons across sports. He could be like the Shohei Ohtani of the NFL, where he could play defense and he could be the safety. He could be, he's a safety, right? Corner. He could play safety. He could play corner. He can.
I think a better comparison would you be looking for is a modern day Deion Sanders.
Okay.
Because
in
Deion,
the sport, because
Deion played both sides of the ball.
Yep.
So Deion, No, he could be your X factor on offense.
And he's good.
Oh yeah,
He's a good player.
damn
So
good
if
player.
anything came out good from this season, it was Marcus Jones.
Well, I think you can also put in Jack Jones.
Yeah, you could put in Jack
you now
Jones
have
too.
you have a guy who has the swagger and shows that he can probably have the skill of being
Kyle Duggar was a
of
good.
your number one.
Kyle Duggar was a good sign too. He had a good year. He goes me.
It's a hit or miss. It's an all or nothing type of season with him. It's either all good or all bad. So, but I don't know. I think that you found a number one corner to replace J.C. Jackson and Jack Jones, and I mean Jonathan Jones as well. And then Marcus Jones. So you have a committee. I think that the defense is making strides to be
good.
Good. I just think that the offense you need an offensive coordinator.
I think a downfall to this season was Kendrick Bourne. He scored his first touchdown of the season last week against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Why did they not play this guy at all this year?
He challenged Matt Patricia too much.
And he's trash. Like if I'm gonna choose sides, I'm going with Kendrick Bourne every time on that because Matt Patricia does not know offense at all.
Nope.
I'm taking Kendrick Bourne's side all day long on that.
Yeah, I just think, like you said, you need to bring in an OC. I think that if you can bring in Bill O'Brien and then find an actual quarterback coach for Mac Jones, I think you'd have a better season than what you had.
Now, okay, as we close out this video, this is related to the Patriots. We have to discuss or bring up his bet that he had to do. We obviously did not do that. That was supposed to be against the Cincinnati Bengals. We did not do that.
It was bad planning. We didn't plan this out far enough.
He picked a bad game, and it just didn't work out. You can put some blame on me too. I told him, hey, I'm looking at tickets to do this, but it's supposed to be 20 degrees out. It's probably going to be cold as balls for you in that suit. We can either, one, look at the Miami Dolphin game and maybe do that one, or two, we can just do a different game and come up with something on the fly.
And by the time we thought about we were thinking about pivoting to the Miami game, it was still only a week. We only had a little over a week notice really on that.
And we had the Winter and I had Winter Classic tickets to look for also.
Yeah, so it's one of those things we didn't have the time. We didn't plan it out.
You can put the blame on both of us. Just don't give him all the blame. He was willing to do it, so you can put some on me too.
We have some ideas. We have to make up for it. But if you have an idea, drop it below in the comments. We'll go through them and we'll think about them.
He is still willing to wear that clown outfit. He's told me that over the phone and all that. He is still willing to do it.
I have an idea on what to do with it, but Jesse doesn't really think it's up to par.
I think it's a good idea, but I don't think it's a good idea in terms of a punishment.
I mean, I think we should make the clown suit like a staple for some of these games. Get some clout from it.
Could.
So I'll be willing to wear this clown suit for anything, really, if it's a good enough bet.
Yeah, right.
If it's a good enough joke, gonna blow up, I'll do it. I don't care.
We have to come up with like a punishment for the first one. But I did for your idea that you first came up with though, I liked that for like content purposes, not for a punishment.
Okay.
We'll save that for another day. But in terms,
we'll tease it. We'll tease that the content idea.
I'm not gonna say like what sport it's for, right? But in terms of your idea, you were making fun of a team that you did not like, so that's why I said it's not really a punishment, which it is you gotta understand that. So yeah, that's a little hint of like what his idea was. So that's gonna do it for this video. Leave a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe now if you guys are new. You guys know what to do. Go check out our website. Links in the description down below. You guys have been asking me what my next game is going to be. It's gonna be the Celtics. But I will say the game that I was planning on, somebody got hurt, and now that is washed off the table because I'm just not going through that again. I was going to go see the New Orleans Pelicans and Zion Williamson, but he is now out for 2 weeks, or a few weeks, I should say.
Bruh.
So I think he's going to miss that game. So I just completely washed it off, and I'm like, I'm not doing this.
Nope.
So at the moment, though, the next Celtics game that I have on my list, oh my God, it is huge. It is the Lakers and the Celtics.
King James with the crown coming in.
Oh yeah, I've recorded a LeBron video one time before, but that is now on private because that was, oh God, how long ago was that? I want to say that was 8-9 years ago, but it's now on private on my channel. I don't have it up anymore because the camera quality just wasn't good.
So we need a new one, baby.
So we need a new one. And the Lakers have been decent recently, so this could be pretty good for sure. Tickets are expensive, but...
I mean, it's LeBron. He's always going to show out against the Celtics.
Exactly. And LeBron recently said in the offseason this year that a city that he hates the most is Boston. So I can't wait for the boos there, too. I'm a LeBron fan, so honestly, the game for me is going to be a win-win situation. But obviously, if the Celtics lose, I'm going to be more upset that they lose over if LeBron lost. But that's the next Celtics game if I don't figure something out before that. I think that's going to be the next game, period. I'm not planning a Bruins game anytime soon. Obviously, we just saw the Winter Classic, so... And honestly, Bruins tickets are ridiculous right now. They're ridiculous. I've seen games, right, starting during the week, going for $150 for balcony, way up balcony, too. Starting at $150.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
So, sorry guys. That just is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's been Jesse.
It's been Mike.
And we're out of here.
Peace.
Later.
Beantown.
Beantown.
Beantown.